So many women that I work with say things like, I never thought I would be in this place again. Or, what do I do? I feel like I've already missed my stride. Or even worse, these women say things like, it's too late for me, Sybil. Just don't worry about it. I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing. That is the worst thing you can say. And that's where dreams die, is the I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And so often we look at our age as a sign that we're on the other side of the hill. But today, I want to talk about branding over 40 and why you can set yourself apart and allow that to be your competitive advantage and not your Achilles. I recently heard a sermon in church, and the pastor said, how are you going to ask God to do a new thing if you're committed to doing the same old thing? So I want y'all to sit in that one for a second because it kind of got me too. And I like taking action. Change doesn't too much bother me in most cases. But I had an even me moment there. And it was one that reminded me that it's possible to do all of the things that we intend to do if we would just believe, if we would just take action, if we would just do our part, stop worrying about the how and focusing on the what to do next. Hi, lady. Welcome back to my channel. If we've not met, my name is Sybil, HR executive turned brand strategist on a mission to help 1 million women entrepreneurs scale up, grow up, and be the authority in an industry that they are already in, one they love, and one that they are passionate about. So, if that is you, welcome to my channel. For those of you who are returning, thank you as always for viewing. Let's jump in because today's topic is one that a lot of my clients go through. Typically, I do work with women around that age of 35 to 50. And one of the challenges that they have when pivoting their brand, getting out of corporate, or even scaling and growing, when they realize who they thought they were going to serve is not who they actually end up serving, they start to feel stuck. They worry that their reputation will be put at risk, that somehow they'll stop attracting the high quality clients that they've always been attracting. So, here's some things you can start doing next if you are branding over 40. And number one, I want to say before I jump into all of the things, age really is just a number. And for those of us who have the badge of wisdom, this is an opportunity to separate ourselves because we have more life lessons. We have the battle scars and the wounds that you get from being victorious. We have stories of triumph. We have very specific examples of tests. When you think of everything you've done in this life, what have you overcome and how has that shaped the woman that you are? Too often, I don't think we lean enough into every single thing that makes us us, every single thing that makes you you. So pause for a moment and think, how has my journey thus far made me the person that I am? And how has that journey positioned me well to serve in a way no one else can? Now, that's just the precursor, but we're going to go through the list of things that I personally did and the things that I trained hundreds of women to do to prepare to pivot your brand and how to make sure you do it in a way that is systematized and something that can be replicated as you evolve. We know that in America alone, 40% of new businesses are started by women. 29% of those women are in that age group, that 35 to 50. So why then aren't we talking about what it means to build a powerful brand that becomes irresistible after the big 4.0? Let's jump in. Number one, assess your baseline. So often we want to make quantum leaps in our business. For those of us who identify as creatives or hobby hoppers or women who are multi-passionate about a lot of things, narrowing it down can be a little challenging. What I want to encourage you though is to pick up this book. It's called Refuse to Choose. It changed my perspective. It changed my life on business. And that's when I came up with the 3 categories of me that I intend to protect. Number one, it's what I'm passionate about. And that might be the things that bring me joy just naturally. Number two, it's what I want to get paid for. It's the work that I do, my expertise. And then number three is the thing that I will gift. And for me, that gift is music. So I am a musician. Do I intend to get paid to be a musician? Not necessarily, but it helps me protect everything that I want to do and grow my business at the same time. So if this is you, think, what on earth am I here for? What do I want to get compensated for? What do I want to protect? Those passions that belong to no one else? And what can be my gift to the world? Once you get clear on your baseline, then the fog of confusion starts to lift, and then you'll figure out what direction is going to be your next best right step. I will put a link in the description to Refuse to Choose because, like I said, it was one of my favorite books. And of course, it was written by a woman. So, bonus points for that. It can be the creative's curse to always have a really big idea, but not quite sure if it's the idea. Number two, ask yourself, why am I rebranding and why now? Next, think about the pros and cons, and I am a list keeper. Do a pro con list. What are the things you love about your brand? What are things that you're okay with? And what are things you think do not belong with your new vision for you? And how can you start incrementally shifting those things that you dislike into things you will enjoy or things that will bring back joy to your brand 2.0 or 4.0? Once you get that list down, I recommend thinking about what that means for your future vision of your business. Does it make sense today? And what small steps can you start taking to form new habits that will tie into that dream identity? Number three, lean into your brag book. And if you are new to my channel, then let me tell you about this gem that I started when I first built my career. A brag book is a collection of every affirmation and critique that anyone's given you. I also include criticisms because in the critique is an opportunity for a compliment. For example, when I was in HR, called the dumping ground for bad ideas. Now, I could have taken that as a slight, but I did not. I thought to myself, well, certainly there's some goodness here. I just had to figure out what it was. So I wrote it down and I said, well, what does this really mean? Oh, they mean I'm a good project manager. They mean that I can resurrect a bad idea and bring it to completion and help you cross the finish line. So brag books have driven what I do today and what I do next. It also helps me self-check the highest value skills that people really want from me. And when I first started my business, I thought it was the Sage brand. Oh, they need my wisdom, but that's not what women wanted. They wanted brand, they wanted strategy, they wanted the business operation side of me, which makes sense. I had a background in HR. So when you think, how did she go from HR to brand strategist? That was it. Me targeting in on what people were saying and listening with intention to what was really being said. How can you start building your brag book today? I want you to drop into the chat. What's one of those frenemy comments someone might have made to you and you're like, wait a minute, is this a slight? Would really, it might have been a compliment. Feel free to pop it in the chat. Would love to know what people are saying in 2024. Number 5, I created from all of the things a list of words that empowered me. And these were words that I naturally used that I didn't see a lot of other people using. So I knew it was me talking and not the world. It wasn't my family. It wasn't my former employers. It wasn't the voice of my past clients. It was my voice. And one thing that you can start doing is thinking, what does your voice sound like to you when you say it? Replay those words, write down a full list. I'm going to drop in the description a link to some of my power words to help you get started. Now, these are words that I've collected from working with dozens of women, and they are usually a good starting point to figure out how you talk to you when you are affirming you, when you have a strong belief in what you're capable of. This list of words is also really helpful in those moments that we all have when we're feeling like we're fighting imposter syndrome and we're wondering why someone would pay us to do something, even though we know we're really great at it. So when you're thinking about rebranding you, especially after 40, I want you to take in consideration every single opportunity you have ever been granted and figure out how to affirm the experience, even the ones that didn't feel so good. Once you get to that place of belief, because that's what this exercise is about, once you get to that place of belief, it is a lot easier to sell you on you, which means you are going to be selling you to everyone that needs to hear from you. Till next time, don't forget to hit that like or subscribe if you enjoyed any of these things, all of my shenanigans and my antics. And I will see you on the top. Till next time, be bold, be the one, be the authority. Right now, that will leverage your expertise and experience and push all of that, that will leverage your expertise and experience without you considering for a second thought the age that you are. Because quite frankly, 40 looks good on you. I know what you're thinking. Sybil, there's no way you're 40. And I want to say thank you, doll, so very much.